to our show.
Whatever.
I'll just date myself.
That's right.
Attitude.
And I have to say, it's going well.
Yeah.
In that dating myself category.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah. So.
I've done a lot of treating myself. So you've got a great story.
I just lost it. Last week, you and I were talking, and you were talking about sexy time.
Yeah.
And the music you were playing.
Trying to find sexy time music. Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yes. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to look up and see, because music to me is like one of the most important things. Like it's just a staple in my life.
Yeah.
So I thought I would see how the role of music plays in dating.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of
I'm going to
excited
guess
for
it's a
this.
pretty big role.
Yes. It's more so than we think it is.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So this is the role I love of music plays in dating. I used a couple different articles, and I'll just kind of read them as I go. This one by... The beginning of this article is by Matthew M.F. Miller.
Okay.
So basically, he says finding someone with similar music tastes can be essential to how two people connect.
I'd have to agree.
Yep. Attraction starts when the brain processes genetic or physical traits that you may find alluring in a potential mate, such as an appealing scent.
Okay.
That's probably up there in the top 5 for me.
Yeah.
There's something, if I get on an elevator and there was somebody that smelled amazing, I just assume like they were naturally attractive and would have made a good mate.
Oh, yeah. Great
Like
mate.
there's something to be said for good
I want to
cologne.
mate with that person.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't really like cologne that much, but I do love the smell of deodorant. It's super weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
it's subtle. It's more subtle than cologne.
Yes,
you know?
100%.
It's fresh.
So we look at these different things such as appealing scent, a good sense of humor, or physical attributes. Basically, like, you know, how I find bald men attractive.
Yeah, totally.
Science shows that we consciously and subconsciously select potential partners based on a combination of evolutionary traits, social roles, character, and proximity. So, where does music fit in?
That's a very nature argument, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Wow, and seeing trends.
Look at
Look at us.
you'll probably find some in this. It's I liked it. It was kind of fun. So music basically depends on each individual and how music plays a part in their lives. So like I've dated guys that could give two shits about what like it's just not important to them.
Yeah. I dated a musician once.
Oh.
I was like, that guy was complicated as fuck.
Why do I think all musicians are complicated as fuck?
Yeah.
But I bet it was it fun? Did he write a song about
It was
you?
fun. No, we both wrote some songs. We did some songs together, but like I was basically the side piece because music will always be their number one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine that's probably like what it was like to date Prince. Always number 2. So yes, it's depending on, like, I don't mind dating a guy if music isn't important because then you get control. So I'm like, listen to this. So for instance, like I absolutely love music. It to me is something that's essential. I don't think I could do life without it.
Same. Yeah.
It's like just very, very important in my life. Music can inspire conversations and feelings. Music can be a language, which I think is a big one of mine. Drew Newkirk, a licensed psychotherapist, agrees and says when music is your North Star, finding someone whose passion for music aligns with yours can be essential, especially in a potential relationship's new stages. Which, yeah, I guess a musician dating a musician would get that music comes first. So, yeah, it's hard to date somebody. Like, I'm not a musician, but I love listening to music, and it just evokes so much.
Yeah, what I love about music is like somehow it gives you imagery in your mind, or it'll bring up feelings that you weren't even aware like were there, or feelings you didn't even know that you had to release. Like music will bring that out. It's amazing.
100%.
It's an art form. Truly.
It is, yep. He also says that I believe we are attracted to and attractive to people with similar emotional maturity. When someone is evaluating a possible relationship, they're using all of the tools at their disposal to get a sense of how close someone is to this emotional equity.
Okay.
So it's a gap that could be too far to bridge. He says, for instance, if you like Bach and your partner likes Bieber.
Right. I like Bach and they like WAP.
Right. Yes. I think it's the other way around. You love WAP.
I love WAP. Bring a bucket.
And a mop. I love WAP too.
I do. Secretly, I do.
No, it's not a secret. You play that shit all the time.
It's true.
Maybe it's just
I'm not that
me,
low key about it anymore, but
yeah.
My neighbors don't like it that much, I'm sure.
I bet they know all the words, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so funny. So, basically, music informs us about a person so much. How mature is that person's musical taste? Does it fit into the maturity of what you're looking for in a partner? There are folks who are looking for an Uber palette and those who couldn't care less what you listen to. For music lovers, this evaluation is critical. A Spotify playlist or finely curated record collection represents more than mere personal preference, which I highly agree with. They're
not taking into account moods, though.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I
I talked about
crow.
That. You what?
I eat crow.
No. We'll get
This
there.
is my foot going into my mouth.
So yes, they do take into, and how it brings up like memories and old feelings, and literally can just, I love music. It just can put you in a certain place and a certain time. You know what I mean?
Listen, there is a song. It's called Where Rainbows Never Die by Chris Stapleton. And I love that song, and it's incredible. It's not even the genre that I generally will listen to.
Right.
But the song itself is so good, and it brings out, like, this feelings of, like, melancholy, and I didn't have a way to describe it until one day I was watching it for the bajillionth time on YouTube, and I read the comments, and somebody said, this song makes me homesick for a place I've never been. And I'm like, that's the feeling. That is exactly what it is. Like, see, I miss something that I don't even understand, you know?
What I'm missing. But
it's incredible.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you later. It's really good.
I love Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, of course you do.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I like all kinds of music. I'm very open. I love when people introduce me to new music and stuff. And obviously concerts are...
Oh, yeah.
Like that for me would be the ultimate first date.
Yeah.
That's my jam. So why music matters in the matters of the heart. Just like in movies, music is a soundtrack to the scenes of our everyday lives.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can play a 90s song and it can take me back to high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remember all the people that were around you then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. To this day, I cannot listen to a Bobby Brown song from the 90s without, like, literally going into the dance steps of this dance that we did at the talent show. It just takes me there.
That's fun. You did a talent show?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're awesome.
8th grade.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. As such, overlapping music tastes can bring, or to help bridge the gap between our past and present as we meet new people. We tend to associate music to different times and memories in our lives. Listening to a song can literally take you back to a moment in time or give you that feeling you experienced while listening to that certain song. I know for me, I used to work night shift with one of my friends, and every time a song would come on, we'd listen and I'd go, oh, this song reminds me of so-and-so. Oh, this song reminds me of my ex-husband. This song reminds me of... Finally, we're sitting there one day, and Lionel Richie's Easiest Sunday Morning came on. Mind you, I was single and young at this time. And without missing a beat, my friend Heidi looks at me and she goes, oh, this song reminds me of you. Easiest Sunday Morning.
Oh,
being a dick.
I was just being a dick.
I think it's funny, but now I hear that song and it literally takes me back to that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just kind of giggle like,
I
So, I mean, it can take you back.
Yeah.
Our best and hardest moments are defined by the music you listen to during those dark or triumphant times.
Yeah.
Music can also...
Pause. Can we pause for a minute?
Yes.
I want to try to take a crack at explaining that.
Okay. Do it.
Because not oxytocin, but the stress hormones. So when you're under stress, your stress hormones make like you more aware of your surroundings, and so you're more likely to remember those situations.
Happening. Yeah.
And then like that song serves as a trigger for the last time that you felt those feelings.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. That makes so much, yeah. Because I mean, I can think of so many times where I'm sad and listen to a song on repeat, and if I listen to that song,
now it's a trigger.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Your brain has connected the two.
Yes,
and it pathways, man.
Those emotions. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm going to start crying for no reason. This happened 10 years ago. Why does it still bother me? But yeah, it
when
does.
Jack died on the Titanic.
Yes. There was a room
Never
for him
let
on
go.
the Rose was selfish.
Selfish bitch.
There was definitely... sorry, you guys. Music can take us back and give us all those good feels and bad feels. Mm-hmm. So they also say music can also become the soundtrack to our relationships. Mm-hmm. The beginning, middle, and end.
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way, but that is so true.
Right? You get together and you listen to a song and you're like, this is our song.
Yeah.
And then, you're on a road trip and you have a soundtrack going.
Oh,
and
God, it hurts.
Yes. Song, right?
Oh, I've been attacked in the heart.
Yes, right?
Yes.
It's funny how we don't realize how much
I've been stabbed.
Big music.
Yeah.
Big part music plays. Drew Newkirk says, you want them to understand the depth of both the good times and the bad. Mm-hmm. Music helps us feel understood, which is why we put it into such high regard when we are selecting and deselecting significant others. If they don't get the music, we start having a hunch they won't get us. Okay. Which is kind of true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. A person who listens to Bach isn't going to understand a person who listens to WAP, in general.
And
they're two different playing fields. Yeah.
And if somebody's not open-minded enough to like give your music a shot or something, and you're on a road trip, that can make that a tough, 10 hours or, whatever. Yeah, you need to, not that you have to love the same kind of music, but I feel like you have to be open-minded to trying different genres.
But, like, if you hate their music, if it's nails on a chalkboard and drives you fucking mad, that feeling is going to kind of translate to other things that they do.
That's
like,
exactly
you're going to associate that with them.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And there are, if somebody listened to, hard, heavy, I think it's awful heavy metal, like
screamy.
Yes. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah. I'd be angry all the time. I had to listen to that all the time. It's just like listening to country. I don't want to be sad all the time either. So you have to take everything with, a little bit. We choose music for the most significant moments in our lives, like our wedding songs, our first dance song, a road trip.
Yeah.
Our songs.
Birth songs.
Yes, I had one with my son. And if you have a
lullabies.
Lullaby. Yes, exactly.
Calm down a screaming toddler.
Yeah, hopefully.
If singing is what does it,
Yeah, my singing would not.
That's what started the tantrum.
Yes. Please stop, Mom. That's what my kids used to say.
Oh my God.
Mommy, don't sing. Or my niece would always go. Because I love trivia. My nieces, both of them would say, Aunt Tracee, who sings this song? And I thought I was being so smart, it's Ed Sheeran. And they'd be like, yeah, let's keep it that way. I know.
Oh my God.
I'm yeah, I know I can't sing.
Fucking kids are the worst.
Oh, they're such dicks. And I still fall for it every time. Okay, so other examples would basically that these songs can define our relationships. Breakup songs we play at funerals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Music often says things that we can't say ourselves.
Yeah.
Which I find is very true. I wish I was a songwriter and could put all those thoughts down. A significant slice of modern dating happens via apps.
Yeah.
So there's a musical dating app for that.
No way.
Yeah. I didn't know this. This article just talked about one dating musical app, but I guess there's more out there.
Fucking way.
So I think I might try to sign up on one.
Oh my God, I'll teach you how to play an instrument.
Right?
Yeah.
We
can start with didgeridoo. It's the easiest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or I used to play the oboe.
Oh, shit.
That was long.
Yeah.
The oboe. What the fuck do you do with an oboe? I don't know.
I know, right? Marching band.
Oh.
Did you play the kazoo? Boo-boo.
So, yes, there's dating apps for music lovers. A significant slice of modern dating happens via apps. Pew Research Center found that 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have used a dating app, and that 54% of Americans now believe relationships that start via dating apps are just as successful as those with origins in real life.
Oh, cool. Cool. Okay.
Interesting. On those platforms, music tends to be a vital element in connecting and selecting dates. An OkCupid survey asked more than 30,000 users, which would you prefer your ideal match to be more into? Books, sports, music, or movies? And music was chosen by nearly 38% of respondents, besting the second place answer, which was
movies. Yeah.
Yes, by 10%.
Yeah. I mean, I would choose books, but I'm like, I'm a fucking weird hybrid. I don't know anyone else who reads as much as I do.
I love reading. Well, I listen to books more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I don't have time to like sit but I love listening.
Like, I don't have the energy to turn pages. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I want to do after
that
work.
Heavy ass book. I mean,
it's so annoying.
And you can't book and drive.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you can't. It's illegal. I looked it up.
100%. Don't try it.
Don't try it. Believe me, you can't.
Yeah. So music is a story, Drew Newkirk says, but music also gives us other stories and more layers and more life. We wanted to do the same for our romantic story. If we can add some great music to our love lives, we can use it as a glue that helps keep us sticking together.
Cheesy, but I like it.
Yeah.
You're the glue that holds me together.
You had me at hello. So this girl, Rachel Van Nortwich, she founded a dating music app called, and I hope I'm saying this right, Vinally.
Isn't
that clever?
That is ingenious.
I know. I like it.
Vinally. Oh my God.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to sign up, see what it's all about. It's a dating app that matches users based on music compatibility. She says music is an integral match point because it triggers an emotional response in humans, ranging from nostalgia to pleasure to excitement. Rachel says music chemically produces dopamine, which is also the chemical created with the attraction or a romantic spark. Tying the two together, especially for music fans, just makes sense.
I love that.
I know, right?
Wow.
So with Vinally, I love the name of that. You can listen to a matches playlist before ever swiping left or right, which I think is kind of cool.
That's fucking genius.
Right?
God, it makes me miss MySpace.
I never was on MySpace, so I don't get the gist of all of that. But they combined music.
Yeah, so whenever somebody went to your page or whatever, you had a playlist that would play, it would start automatically. So while they're reading, looking at your pictures and stuff, your music would be playing on the screen.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a whole vibe. You could like design your page with a whole vibe, you know?
Yeah, I use Spotify and I have my own playlist. It's like 5,000 songs.
Holy shit.
That I listen to.
Wow.
But then I can listen to all the music and you just keep adding to it, you know, kind of like a mixtape from back in the day.
I fucking love that.
I know,
Oh
right?
my God.
So Rachel, with the dopamine, with Finally, you can listen to, so I already said, you can listen to their playlist, swipe left or right after you listen. Side note, I think I'm going to sign up for this app and see how it works out. Rachel says you can listen to the top songs and get a sense for the genres, artists, and songs they like and how diverse they are. It's like looking into someone's music DNA. Maybe it sounds familiar or it moves you or maybe it's not your taste. Either way, you can learn a lot about somebody.
Yeah. Wow.
It's more telling than a crafted bio.
It's almost like a way to sneak peek somebody's mood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, exactly. Because if they're listening,
I want to say vibe, but like Mood is a better way to put that, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice vibe, man.
I knew it. Yeah.
You didn't pass my vibe check.
70s music and lava lamps when I think of that word.
Fuck yeah.
Music can be a way of life for some people. I know it is for me. Like, concerts are my jam. Mm-hmm. So half the time I'm like, do I pay this bill or do I go to this concert? Mm-hmm. Adulting, the choices. I always pick the concerts. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's the obvious choice.
Right?
Yeah.
You only live once.
Yeah. You can live without electricity. You can't live without music.
That is exactly right. Mm-hmm. So she says music can help you express yourself and tell a bit more of who you are. So, question.
Okay.
Do you think music can affect our sex lives?
Affect our sex lives? At first glance, that's kind of a general question. Like, in general,
100%.
I want to say I don't think it'll affect your sex life generally, but in a moment of, like, having sex with somebody, I think that music can be, like, interactive in that moment.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, just,
so
having a certain genre of music changes the way,
Yes. So a quick answer is yes, but it's the quick answer because you're delving, quite a bit deeper, but
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Oh, shit. I mean, yeah.
Music, it can affect our mood, basically. Okay. So if you're having a totally shit day, there's always that one song that can pull you out of your funk. You know?
Yeah.
Music has been proven to influence the mind in ways that we don't even know. So after all, science even says that certain songs have been proven to up the ante on your workout.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Because you're running, like, in step.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So if amped up music makes you amp up your workout, will sexy music make us sexy? Or in other words, does music affect your sex drive? And the answer is yes.
Okay.
Music, whether it's the tone or the song, does affect our brains, even when it comes to dating and sex. Here are the ways. Number one, music equals pleasure, which equals sex. So in a quick, without delving super deep, basically music creates dopamine, as we said before. This is the neurosurgeon right here. Robert Zatorri, a professor of neurology and neurosurgery at Montreal Neurological Institute, found that your brain releases dopamine, the pleasure hormone, when you're listening to music, and it also releases dopamine when you're having sex. So he says, obviously the release of both of those can get you excited if you're doing both at the same time.
Yay! Double dopamine.
Right. So
some oxytocin.
Basically what you're saying, like, if we're listening to music in the car, jamming, obviously it's not going to make you want to have sex. But if you're listening to it with your partner and it's the right kind, it can create that sexy mood.
Yeah, create a good rhythm.
Yep. Yep, there you go. So number two, music makes us more picky when it comes to love interests. According to a study done by Dr. Francesca Dillman Carpentier, a University of North Carolina professor, music with sexually suggestive lyrics may play a role in how we perceive romantic interests. First, participants were split into two groups. One group listened to sexually provocative music.
WAP.
Yes. While the other listened to non-sexual music. Bach.
Yeah.
Then next, participants were shown dating profiles. The study found that people who listened to sexually charged music beforehand judged profiles based more on their physical traits than their personality.
Okay.
Kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah, so that sounds like priming.
Yeah, yes, exactly right.
Interesting.
I know, right?
Like it.
Number 3, music makes people easier to approach.
Okay.
French researchers conducted an experiment using 18 to 20-year-old females. They were broken up into two groups, and one group was exposed to music with romantic tones, while the other, which is not WAP.
Not WAP, no.
While the other half were listening to more neutral ones. Minutes later, guys who were working the experiment asked women from both groups for their phone numbers. It was found that the women who were exposed to romantic music were more likely to give them their number, as opposed to the women who weren't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you're out at a club or a bar or wherever single people go to meet these days, other than online, try waiting for those sexy slow jams to hit the speakers before making your approach.
There you go.
Right?
Wow.
I know. You don't think about like how subconscious music is in everything.
Fucking blew my mind.
Right?
Oh my God.
I knew you would like this one.
I love it. I mean, I don't study psychology. I did briefly, but there's so much happening in my brain. I'm like, no fucking way. You can hack your own mood. You can hack the way that you perceive people. Oh, God. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So this one's good. Number 4, misogynist song lyrics make everyone angry.
Yeah.
At the opposite sex.
Yeah. Fuck you, men. No, fuck you, women.
Yes.
We're not gonna take it.
No, we ain't gonna take it. So they say listening to sexually aggressive song lyrics may push you to have negative feelings towards the opposite sex, whether you're a man or a woman. A study was conducted by Ludwig Maximilian. I love that name.
Ludwig
Maximilian.
I like it too, Maximilian.
Yeah. Of the University of Munich. Men and women were told to listen to music that contained misogynist song lyrics or neutral lyrics. Researchers found that men who misogynist songs recalled more angry at women and recalled their negative qualities more so than when they listened to neutral song lyrics.
Okay.
So, like, when they listened to misogynistic music, they were more, like, angry at the opposite sex, which is weird.
It makes sense. I'm trying to think of what a misogynist song... Like, nothing's coming to mind.
Okay, I can think of
I mean, okay.
Too short. But you're young, so you probably don't remember it. But
no.
I remember, I loved rap back in the late 80s, early 90s. But, like, there's this too short song. And he's like, hey ho, yeah you. And he just,
okay, gotcha.
like rips this girl apart, calling her a hoe and blah, blah, blah. But then the girl comes back and she's like, you have a tiny dick and blah, blah. I mean, we thought it was funny at the time.
Sure, of course.
But
it's a good example.
I feel like, and I'm not trying to generalize, but I'm gonna. I feel like a lot of rap can be misogynist. I don't know. That's
no, you're right.
opinion.
A lot of rap can be misogynist, yeah.
That's talking about,
yeah,
hoes and bitches and
dancing in the club or what have you.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what they're talking about.
Okay.
But I could see how it would make you, like, I don't want to listen to some guy fucking tearing women down. That's going to make me angry.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think any men want to
be
listen
offended
to a song.
at everything they say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Number 5, music boosts your sex drive. You've probably heard your fair share of songs that get you in the mood, and you're not alone. But not everyone gets turned on by the same music, and timing can have a lot to do with it, too. Y. Mark Hong, MD, a urologist with Arizona urology specialists in Phoenix and Scottsdale, told Everyday Health that men with low testosterone who want to boost their sex drive should try listening to music.
Any music?
I don't know.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? All in all,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I think that's kind of amazing that, he's saying if you listen to, like, even if it's sexy time music or whatever, it can basically help get you in the mood. So
listen, I tried that with Pretty Ricky. It's grind on me.
Okay. So that is where I'm gonna end this with. So with that being said, Spotify has compiled a list of top 10 songs people like to have sex to.
Yay!
Let's see if Pretty Ricky is on there.
Okay, let's see.
So number 1, I haven't heard of half these songs.
Okay.
Clearly, I thought I was more into music than I am.
Okay, if I know it and you don't, I'll sing
genre.
it to you.
Okay. Number 1 is called Don't by Bryson Tiller.
Nope, don't know it.
Marvin's Room by Drake.
Nope.
I know. I feel like we're going to have to listen to these.
Shit.
The Morning by The Weeknd.
Nope.
Or Nah, featuring The Weeknd, Wiz Khalifa, and DJ Mustard.
DJ Mustard.
By Ty Dolla Sign. I can't with these names.
He should have just gone with Lil Mustard.
So much better than DJ Mustard.
Okay, I don't know that song.
And why not Ketchup? But, okay. I don't know that song either.
Lil Mustard and DJ Ketchup.
These are all kind of like rap.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Lotus Flower Bomb featuring Miguel by Whale.
Okay.
Number 6 is LSD by A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Number 7 is Crew Love by Drake.
Huh.
And number 8 is
Drake.
Sorry by Rick Ross.
I don't know any of those.
I don't think I've heard not. Oh, here we go. We got number 9 is Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. And number 10 is Love Yours by J. Cole.
I don't know any of those.
I've never heard not one of those songs.
Those are definitely like new age hip hop.
Let's Get It On.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's what I think of.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
Yes!
I'll be really fine, babe.
Where's that song and why is it not on his list?
Listen, here's one. Like a virgin.
Yeah.
That's going to be on my playlist, you bet your ass.
Okay, listen. I have a Madonna one on mine, but it's not Like a Virgin. Okay, so I gave you...
Humpty Dumpty song, that's one. There's
so many.
I know, right? What's this new shit? We've got classics.
Right? Why isn't there any classics on that list?
Oh, man.
So...
I remember Spice Girls. When two become one.
Yep. Sadly, that's on my playlist of 5,000 songs. So if you're feeling a little more romantic, they also have a top 10 list that people add to their like love song playlist.
Okay.
These ones I have heard most of them. Number 1 is Love Yourself by Justin Bieber.
Oh, I do like that one.
I know, it's so catchy.
Oh, I know it on ukulele.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's
cute. I might have to play that. You might have to play that.
We?
Yeah, what, you got a mouse in your pocket, Tracee? No. Number 2 is All of Me by John Legend.
Yeah.
I know, same.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Photograph by Ed Sheeran. I love Ed Sheeran.
No, I like the Lego House one better.
Yeah, it's a good one. But that's not really a love song. That's more about drugs.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I thought it was a love song.
Oh, no, wait. I'm thinking
of...
I'm thinking
A-Team.
of A-Team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another one is... Number 4 is Sorry by Justin Bieber. Number 5, Could You Be Loved? Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Oh, yay!
That's a good one. Not a Bad Thing by Justin Timberlake. Number 7 is Pony by Genuine.
Oh my God, that's been stuck in my head since we started this episode.
I feel like that gets stuck in every one. So.
That's a good one.
Number 8, Say My Name by Destiny's Child.
Yes.
Now
that one's about cheating. How could
I know,
that's
right?
not romantic.
No.
Well, anyway.
Number 9 is Rude by Magic.
Yay!
I love that song. And number 10 is No Diggity by Blackstreet. Sorry.
I'm going to have to try that one next. Yeah, I bet that would work. Gotta bag it up, babe.
I love that song. So I like the romantic list better than the other one. I'm going to have to listen to the other ones and see how sexy they actually are.
I do agree. They would just like make you want to grind. I bet. It's club music. Make you want to dance / rub your butts together. Or whatever people do in the club.
Yeah.
They don't do the Charlton anymore.
No. 2-step.
No, they don't.
And just one quick note, and this article is from a couple years ago, so I don't know if Spotify still does this, but if they do, I just thought it was a super cute thing. And they launched it in 2016, and it's called Love Notes, which is a playlist compilation tool. And to use it, you visit Spotify/Valentines.com, and you choose a romantic mood level for your playlist.
Okay.
Ranging from cute and committed to seductive and steamy. Next, you select up to 3 genres of music you want included in the playlist. And finally, you type the message you want to send up to 54 characters. So you have to make it brief. And the service will generate a playlist where the first letter of each song spells out your message.
Oh my God.
I know.
Jesus Christ, that's romantic.
Right? That is like the ultimate playlist, I feel like.
My God. I have to tell someone about this. There's somebody that needs to know about this because I know that their significant other would fucking cry.
Right? I mean, even if you just wrote "I love you," and
do you want to write that down?
Yeah. So we're gonna have to try, see if it's still a thing.
Okay.
Because, like I said,
I think Duna's writing it. Yeah, she's got it.
You got it, Duna?
Yeah. Her little thumb, their little pen.
I'll treat you for that. So, and a lot of that came from that Spotify article was by Nina Bahadur, and it was an article from Self.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. I loved that.
I thought, I'm going to try this. And then I started getting into it. And I thought it was kind of fun and interesting.
Super interesting. Yeah. Super sciencey.
More sciencey than you
I don't even like science, but I do like psychology.
Yes.
It's interesting. It's a different kind of
science. And it
science.
just kind of, like blew my mind too, how much it plays a part. But I have always, songs they take you back to a moment in time. They make you feel sad. They make you feel happy. They can change your mood. And then, live music is just a huge staple in my life. And so I just thought, let's see how these play together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Pick 2 songs. What are the top 2 songs that bring you the most emotion when you listen to them?
Be As You Are by Kenny Chesney.
Okay.
That's my mood song. So whenever I'm in a sad mood or a bad mood, or I just want to feel centered, I put on Be As You Are, and it literally just takes me to where I want to be, because it's a song about running away to an island.
Oh, nice.
And just being as you are. And then, a second song, not necessarily a song, but I would go to Ed Sheeran album. I want to say it's Divide. That album is everything. It's got Scottish music on it. It sounds like Scottish, It's got fun songs, quirky songs, funny dating songs, sad songs. It's just the best album for any mood. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, I just love Ed Sheeran.
Should meet my sister someday. She's obsessed with Ed Sheeran.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's a bit unhealthy, but
yeah,
she's a fangirl.
I would say. Yeah. Oh, Keith, I love you. No.
Shout out. So let's see. There's 2 songs I'm thinking. The first one is called Budding Trees by Nako. And the thing about it is I was introduced to it by my ex-partner.
Okay.
So, and it's really hippie, the theme of it is traveling and having good vibes, bro.
Yeah.
Because we had dreads when we met, right?
Okay.
And we did a lot of road trips. It was just the vibe of our relationship when things were still good, right?
Oh.
So I would listen to that song, and that would be our we'd be just endorphin rush listening to the song together.
Right.
And then every time that things weren't good, I would listen to the song and it would make me cry.
Right.
Because it's
the memory.
The memory of when it was good, hurt to hear that again, I just got to the point in my life where I can listen to it now and enjoy it because it's a great fucking song and sing along, and it makes me happy now.
Yes.
But that took a long time to go from the sadness of it.
There's a few songs in my life where I got married to I Cross My Heart by George Strait. Don't judge me, people. And for 4 years after our separation, I could not listen to that song without just breaking down and bawling, which killed me because it's a good song.
Yeah.
And now it ruined it.
Yeah.
Now I can listen to it and be meh, whatevs.
Yeah. And
but
that's healing,
it can ruin a good song. A relationship can ruin a good song for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Other, Yeah, that's...
The second song is Watchtower, All Along the Watchtower. But the Jimi Hendrix version.
Okay.
Yeah. You have... What are you talking about?
I've never heard that song.
Oh my fucking God. I'm going to scratch my eyes out.
I know. That's how I feel with you not liking Bruno Mars, but whatever.
Oh my fuck.
Okay. Disagree.
Yeah, we're still friends. Yes. We're fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I'll listen to this amazing
Let's
song.
trade songs later. Okay. So this song just reminds me of when I turned 21-ish, my early 20s, I was really getting into classic rock. I love classic rock anyway, but because I grew up listening to it.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I understood kind of psychedelic themed rock, and I got really into like psychedelic themed music, and like went to a lot of barter fairs. I was a glass blower at the time. It was just in this really like groovy part of my life, and like that song is the epitome of like all the fun I had as an artist.
I
like
love that.
Every time that I tried some drug, I'd play that song.
Yeah,
you know, every time that I went to a group where other hippies were, that song would play. I mean, I had friends that were musicians at one time, and like one of my friends in a band, their band covered that, and it was just, it's one of those songs everybody gets so excited when it comes on, you know? Yeah.
Oh, right on. I love that.
It's fun. I'm so sorry you haven't heard it, but
maybe I have, and I just don't know the title.
I feel like you probably have. It's a classic.
Yeah, I'm sure I've heard it then.
Yeah.
Especially being
as old as you are.
Yeah. You know, when Moses parted the sea, there I was.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix was there.
Yes, playing that song. I just didn't know that's what the song was called.
Just didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
Listen, I loved your topic. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. I can't wait to delve into the second part of yours from
right.
last week.
I've got a part 2. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yay.
Okay. So this is my part 2 from last week's episode.
Okay.
So last week, we were talking about kind of if there was a spectrum of nature on one side and nurture on the other side, where on this spectrum would healthy, sustainable relationships be?
Right.
And then we kind of got into dating sites and how those come at dating sort of with a nature perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about a couple different things, and we left off with a meta-analysis of 313 studies that had said like personality type really had less than 1% of influence on like thousands of couples' happiness with each other.
Right.
Which begs the question, like, what is compatibility then? Yeah. And how do you measure that, right?
Right.
So in part 2, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the nurture argument and some examples of that and just some interesting fun facts.
Okay, cool.
I think this is super fun. Okay. So according to an article in The Atlantic, real world behaviors and emotional responses are markers of compatibility.
Okay.
Not so much what your picture looks like or what movies you like or what music you like or something.
Right.
It's your behavior in life, right? That's fair. That's fair enough.
100%.
Yes. Here's a quote. Although I will say I think music has a lot to do with that, though, because that influences your behavior.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like, you can have a happy day or a sad day depending on what song your alarm is in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here's a quote from this Atlantic interview. Every day in June, the most popular wedding month of the year, about 13,000 American couples will say I do, committing to a lifelong relationship that will be full of friendship and joy and love that will carry them forward to their final days on this earth, allegedly.
Right.
Except, of course, it really doesn't work out that way for most people.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of marriages fail. They either end in divorce or separation, or they just devolve into bitterness and dysfunction. So this is an American statistic, not a worldwide statistic.
Okay.
Of all the American people who get married per year, only 3 in 10 remain healthy and happy, as the psychologist Tai Tashiro points out in his book, The Science of Happily Ever After, which was published in 2014 and then featured in The Atlantic.
Okay.
So the study of relationships isn't new. Social scientists first started studying marriages by observing them in action in the 1970s in response to a crisis. That's what it started. How do marriages respond to a crisis, right?
Yeah.
Married couples were divorcing at unprecedented rates, right? So that begged the question for this study. Worried about the impact that these divorces would have on the children of the broken marriages, psychologists decided to cast their scientific net on couples, bringing them into the lab to observe them and determine what are the ingredients of a healthy, lasting relationship. Was each unhappy family unhappy, like, in its own way? Were they unique? Or did the miserable marriages all share something toxic in common?
Right.
Good fucking question, right? So John Gottman, a scientist, with his colleague Robert Levinson, they began to study relationships during the 1970s at the University of Washington. They published their first one in 1986. So Gottman and Levinson, I'm going to just refer to their study from now on as the Gottman and Levinson study.
Okay.
So they brought newlyweds into their lab. Okay. And they just watched them interact with each other. They just had them hang out. talk some shit, eat some snacks, do what they do. With a team of researchers, they would hook the couples up to electrodes and then ask them to speak about their relationship.
Okay.
So they'd have them little sticky things all over their head, right? Because they wanted to measure brain activity in response to, first of all, how they met.
Okay.
So there's a question and then trigger a bunch of stuff. Then they wanted them to describe a major conflict that they were facing together.
Okay.
And then a positive memory that they had about their marriage. So this is kind of, that goes from one side or the other. Something that could spark, like, excitement in a bad way, and something that could bring a lot of, like, happiness or nostalgia, right?
And
so
that fun dopamine.
Exactly. As they spoke, the electrodes measured the subject's blood flow, heart rates, and how much sweat they were producing, which I think this is what they call excitement or arousal.
Okay.
Then the researchers sent the couples home and followed up with them 6 years later to see if they were still together.
Oh, wow.
So that makes this a longitudinal study, right? Yeah. One of the first few about compatibility happy marriages. Boy, oh boy.
I want to know how many are still married.
From the data that they gathered, Gottman et al. Separated the couples into two major groups.
Okay.
So out of this data, they had the masters.
Okay.
And then the disasters.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it doesn't say how many were still married after 6 years, but not all of them. We know that.
Yeah.
The masters were still happily together after 6 years. The disasters had either broken up or were chronically unhappy in their marriages. Mm-hmm. When the researchers analyzed the data that they had gathered on them, they saw really clear differences between the masters and disasters. And this is the behavioral science part of it.
Yeah.
This is where, like, people start realizing maybe it's a little bit less nature and a little more nurture. Like, how do you respond to things in your relationship? How do you communicate? Right. What is your behavior like with your partner? Those are the indicators of a healthy relationship. Yeah. So the disasters, they looked calm during the interviews, but their physiology, the electrodes, told a different story.
Okay.
In responding to how did you meet, what's a major conflict, and what's a positive memory you have 6 years later. Probably a different answer, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So they look calm, look stony. Their heart rates were quick. Their sweat glands were active, and their blood flow was fast. And this is the disaster group, okay? Following thousands of couples longitudinally, Gottman found a positive correlation between physiological arousal, so basically stress response, and deteriorating relationships. No shit. But this might have been one of the first times that they found that scientifically.
Right.
Yeah, in a measurable way. So the more physiologically active the couples were in the lab, the quicker their relationships deteriorated over time.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what does physiology have to do with anything? The problem was that the disasters showed all the signs of arousal, like being in fight or flight mode in their relationships, just answering a couple of questions. They were stressed the fuck out to answer these questions, right? What's going on there? Having a conversation sitting next to their spouse was, according to their bodies, a situation that triggered their survival response.
Wow.
These people are freaking the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
Can you, like, just pause for a minute, think of a time that you felt that way? You know what I mean? It's
100%.
Like that raw just energy. And they're measuring that to see, like, what role does that play, right? Really interesting. Yeah. Even when they were talking about pleasant things or the mundane, boring facets of their relationships, grocery shopping, meal planning, whatever, they were prepared to attack or be attacked scientifically.
That is so sad.
I know, right?
That is.
My heart just broke a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck, man. It hurts because I've been that person.
Yeah.
And I remember, like...
where you watch everything you say and everything you do.
And you know it's deteriorating.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Why are we so, we just don't want to give up on relationships.
Yeah.
You know, we hang on so much longer than we need to.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Ego. That's why.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it is ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to really throw something away that I put so much work into, you know, because I've spent my time raising partners. You know what I'm saying? 100%. So I'm just kind of a bitch.
I think that's my marriage. And
I'm kind of a jerk.
Like, I remember thinking, like, my ex-husband he was popular in high school. And so even though he literally slept with everyone,
cheerleading squad, I bet.
100%. and anybody, he didn't care. I always thought it was ego. I'm the one he married.
Yeah.
He picked me, not you. So cool, he fucked you, but he put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Which, side note, no, he didn't. I did. I bought my own wedding ring.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Another story.
Oh, God.
But, it's an ego pride thing. And then you
ego
think,
pride,
okay, I didn't put all this work into this.
For nothing.
Yeah. So he cheated. Okay, I'm gonna give it another shot because it's, 100% ego.
There's that. Or some people are just so good at manipulating us.
Yeah.
That we keep, after all of that, we will keep thinking that they're going to change because they keep saying that they are.
That they will.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And I'm one of those people that just want to see the good in somebody. I just want to believe what you're telling me. Because I'm telling you something, and when I say it, I mean it.
Yeah.
I think my ex-husband meant it at the time he was saying it, but as soon as it came out of his mouth, it was, okay, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this to you. I didn't mean to hurt you. And I won't do it again. And then literally, a week later, I think he meant it in the moment.
Yeah. He was sorry for that one.
Yeah.
And wanted the fight to be over that
yes,
day.
100%.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was ever actually sorry for the shit he actually did.
Right.
He was sorry he got caught. Okay, now I'm getting all bitter.
Your eyes changed a little bit. Your eyes are like...
I'm starting to get pissed.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm afraid that you're going to strike me.
Yeah. Back to your topic.
All right.
I went off. Sorry.
So where did we leave off? People in the lab were in fight or flight mode answering questions about their marriage. Okay. So this made their heart rates go soaring, having those stress hormones surging and being in fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
The consequence of that is that they were more aggressive to each other.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I feel it. Get snippy
100%.
because you're not feeling good. Right?
Right.
So imagine that chronically. That's what these people are living in, and that's what put them into the disasters category,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
The masters, by contrast, they showed really low, if any, physiological arousal.
Okay.
They felt calm and connected together, which translated into warm and affectionate behavior, even when they were fighting or arguing. It's not that the masters had, by default, a better physiological makeup, so it isn't as a biological being, they're just better than the other group.
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
It's that masters had created a climate of trust and intimacy that made them both feel more emotionally and thus physically comfortable talking about these things together. Or at least next to somebody, you know? You're not scared that they're going to judge your answer because they built a climate of trust.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is the most fucking beautiful thing I've ever read. I kind of want to cry.
I remember, toward the end of my marriage, hi, how was your day? Turned into a fight.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck do you care? Yeah, you could have texted me.
It literally, anything that came out of our mouths. And so I get, I could imagine sitting next to him and just thinking, it doesn't matter how I answer this, it's going to be fucking wrong.
Yeah, we're all going to fight about it later anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that snippiness too. My last partner was just gone a lot, really busy all the time. And I'd get so fucking bitter. They'd come home and be like, hey, I missed you. And that became nails on a chalkboard for me because I would just be like, oh, I could tell. Did you?
Yeah.
Really? Can you show it really well? You know,
right. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah. It almost became patronizing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And it's totally, it was just in my mind. The relationship was bad, but also my mind was bad.
We tend to create awful scenarios.
Yeah. So Gottman wanted to know more about how the masters created their culture of love and intimacy. How do you do that?
I want to know.
How do you do that? If we can rule out the possibility that you found your soulmate biologically, this is just the perfect human who was made for you. If that's not it, how are these people creating this kind of a climate in their marriage? How are they doing it?
Because I don't mean to be rude, but I don't believe in soulmates.
Mm-hmm. I do to some extent. I don't believe in one. I believe in many.
Yes. Yeah. And I believe
and it
doesn't your best friend could be your soulmate.
Yeah.
You
your dog could be your soulmate.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. Even a person you just who was kind to you on the street for a minute. I feel like that was something that you needed.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yeah. I don't believe in that. There's that one.
Yeah.
Magical love out there waiting for me somewhere. There's too many variables.
The world's really big.
And all of that to think that we're both here at the same time in the same location and we're going to be that fucking lucky.
Yeah.
I believe.
Fucking doubt it. Statistically, it's impossible, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm not good at numbers, but I bet that there's not a number for it.
200.
Yeah. Out of the billions. Okay. So he did a follow-up study in 1990. So this is 4 years after.
Okay.
I want to say 1986 was the publish of that first one. So that would have been after the second time.
Yes.
Longitudinal. So that would have been after the 6 years.
Right.
Right.
And he's still following them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he did a follow-up 4 years later in 1990. He designed a lab on the University of Washington campus to look like a beautiful bed and breakfast retreat. Oh, so these are different couples, by the way.
Okay.
This is a follow-up.
Okay.
I guess it's a follow-up on his
study.
own theory,
right.
not a follow-up on those people. So he invited 130 newlywed couples to spend the day at his retreat, in air quotes, and he watched them as they did whatever couples normally do on vacation. Cook, clean, listen to music, eat, chat, hang out. He made a really crucial discovery in this study. One that gets to the heart of why some relationships thrive while others languish. Throughout the day, partners would make requests for connection. Oh my God, this is my favorite thing I've ever read.
Okay.
Listen. So Gottman calls these requests bids, okay? B-I-D, bids. For example, say that the husband likes birds and he's looking out the window and a goldfinch, whatever that is, flies across the yard. He might say to his wife, babe, look at that beautiful bird outside. Mm-hmm. This is a bid. He's not just commenting on the bird. He's requesting a response from his partner.
Yep.
He's requesting a connection,
he
right?
Wants some interest shown.
Yes, exactly. And so the response from his wife either could be a sign of interest or support.
Yeah.
Hoping they'll connect, however momentarily, over the bird. So now the wife has a choice. Now that the bid has been offered, she has a choice. She can respond by, like, turning toward or turning away, right, from the person who's requesting connection, okay? Though the bird bid might seem minor and silly, it actually reveals a lot about the health of a relationship because the husband thought the bird was important enough to bring it up in the conversation, and then the question is whether his wife recognizes and respects that it's just something he's interested in.
Right. Is
she going to nurture that interest or just not care, right? So people who turn toward their partners. So let me back up a little bit. Okay. The bird thing, the bid. Try to think of how many fucking times in a day you do that. You know 100%. What I mean? So that maybe be a small, minuscule moment, but 1,000 times a day, you have these little moments.
Somebody's ignoring you and turning their back on every little thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So people who turned toward their partners in the study responded by engaging the bidder. Oh my gosh, what a pretty bird, babe. Right? Showing interest or support in the bid. Those who didn't, so those who turned away, would not respond, or they would minimally respond and continue to do whatever they were doing, like watching TV or reading the paper. Sometimes they would respond with overt hostility, something like, I'm reading.
Yeah, I'm busy.
There are probably birds out there.
Cool.
Right? Yeah. So that would be a turn away response. These bidding interactions had profound effects on marital well-being. Couples who had divorced after the 6-year follow-up had turned toward bids 33% of the time, which is 1/3. Yeah. 1/3 of all their bids they connected with their partner.
Okay.
Only 3 in 10 of their bids for emotional connection were met with intimacy. The couples who were still together after 6 years had turned toward bids 87% of the time. That's almost 200.
That's right. Inside joke. Sorry, guys.
Oh, God. It's an inside joke. 9 times out of 10, they were meeting their partner's emotional needs.
Yes.
And, like, it's the little things.
100%.
You know what they say? You've ever heard that, the saying, death by 1,000 cuts?
Yep.
One little cut, one little cut, one little cut. That's what's happening every time you turn away. When you turn towards, that's, like, the opposite of one little cut. That's, like, a kiss, a kiss, a kiss.
Yeah.
And they build on each other. Like, that's what creates a climate of hostility or love and support because they build on the last one. And also, every time that you react to a bid, you're basically telling your partner how you're going to react next time.
Yes.
So with turning away bids, that's kind of when you get stuck in the mindset, like, I'm not going to say it. They don't listen to me anyway. They wouldn't care.
It's not important.
Yeah. Or even when they reach out, hey, what are you reading? And your mind goes to, why do you care? Like, you don't even read. Like, why would you care?
You've never shown
haven't talked to me all day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this is what he meant by, like, profound difference in these two groups.
100%. Oh my God. Okay. First off, I need to stop saying 100%.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
I could see.
It makes sense because it's all the little things add up.
Things.
Yep. To create an entire climate.
Yes.
And that's kind of what he discovered in this study. It's incredible. So 9 times out of 10, they were meeting their partner's emotional needs. The masters, not the disasters. After further research and reflection, the team established 2 different relationship mindsets, okay? So the first mindset is scanning the environment for stimuli for which to be grateful, appreciative, or with which to share with their partner. Or scanning the environment for mistakes or anything like imperfect, right? So it's just scanning stuff that's around you.
Yes.
Either in a good way or a bad way.
Yeah.
The second mindset is scanning the partner. Scanning the partner always.
Yeah.
Looking, what are they doing? How are they doing it? Offering feedback, whether that's good or bad, right? So either nitpicking or telling them that you love them, right?
Yeah.
Those are pretty different mindsets. Environments versus partner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They concluded that the largest indicators of successful, meaning, right, successfuls in quotes, right? Mm-hmm. Fulfilling, satisfying, longer lasting, supportive, all the positive words we want to use here. Relationships. So the largest indicators of those kinds of relationships are kindness, obviously, gratitude, appreciating intentions, rather than putting more faith into your own assumptions and observations in a situation. And I think that's hard to do because that means you have to trust what your partner is doing or saying at face value and override your own perception of it. Mm-hmm. So the book example, when hey, what are you reading? My mind took over. I was like, what the fuck do you care? Yeah. You've never asked me about that before. Yes. Right? That was me relying on my own assumptions and my own whatever I took from it instead of trusting the intention. They just want to know. They just want to connect. I didn't even think about that at the time because I fucking hated the person. Right?
And you're just angry.
Just angry.
Everything
bitter.
Has an ulterior motive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what are the implications of practicing intentional kindness? And I thought this was a really good way to go. It's like intentional kindness, being grateful. Yeah, like that sounds really great. But how do you do that? That's a lot easier said than done. Yes. And the name for having a lifestyle of gratitude is called intentional kindness or intentional gratitude. And it implies that you have to work at this. You have to change your habits so that your mind shifts its own perspective, right? Yes. So that you can already go into situations with a positive attitude instead of a negative one, right? And that takes work because as we talked about...
gosh, it takes so much work.
Yeah, that's interneural work that you're doing. You're changing the way that your brain receives things, right? Yeah. And that doesn't happen overnight.
No.
So what are the implications of practicing intentional kindness? It creates an entire atmosphere, both inside and outside both or all partners. I put in all partners because I realized that so far I've been marginalizing any relationships that have more than 2 partners. So it creates a climate that everyone's involved in outside of themselves and inside of themselves. It doesn't only transform your neurological processes, but it changes the lens through which you view your experiences with your partner. It transforms the space that you and your partner share, right? Beautiful. Altogether, shared kindness and appreciation cultivates basically a microculture of trust, respect, and comfort with one another. Yeah. This is the key. This is the key to a long and happy relationship. Allegedly. But that's hard fucking work. You mean after a really shitty day at work, you've got to choose to not snap at your partner. I get it. It's hard sometimes, you know?
You have to choose to be nice.
Yeah.
You have to choose to believe what somebody's telling you. You have to choose.
They break a promise to you and you have to choose to overcome that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking work, man.
A lot of work, yeah.
So here's something that we need to remember, though. Change is the only constant.
Yes.
Right? Don't forget that. So according to Linda Carroll, a family therapist and relationship counselor, stages of relationships are cyclical, not linear, as popular media often suggests. So you don't go from like terrible, put in a lot of work, and then it's great, and that's the end. Right. That was kind of, I guess, maybe the outcome of the Gottman study.
Okay.
It was a little bit more linear.
Yes.
And I'm not discrediting that because I think he made some really substantial progress in like compatibility study.
Points, all of that.
Absolutely. So Linda Carroll has decided it's more of a circular spectrum.
Yeah.
There's cycles to relationships, not necessarily this to that and that's it. Or this to that and back again. There's cycles.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yes.
In this article from Mind Body Green, she has identified 5 stages that every couple experiences together. Each of those vary in length and severity depending on the people, of course. Each person's relationship is unique and encounters the stages a little bit differently, but they are a reoccurring trend that has been found in relationships seeking her counsel over the last 30 years. So although she's not really like a scientist, I guess, in the published scholarly sense,
right,
she is a therapist who has been in the field for 30 years. And so it would be more like observational research. And I put this in there because I saw so much of myself in each of these.
Okay.
And it validated every one of these stages for me because I've been in all of them. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. Like, this is something.
So looking forward to hearing what these stages are.
Yeah. And I hope that anybody else listening realizes you're not fucking crazy. This is whatever you're feeling, whichever one you're going through. If you recognize it, just know that you're not alone.
It's normal.
It's normal. Yes. Yeah. According to Linda Carroll. Okay. This article provides a very fair medium between nature and nurture by addressing both the biochemical, physiological, and conscious reactions. Basically, it provides context that suggests both are important in maintaining fulfilling relationships, right? Biology, and then also your behavior.
Yep.
Stage 1, she calls the merge.
Okay.
This is the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
You know, euphoric.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's happy. Marked by affection and hand-holding and passionate intimacy, weakening boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So you let things go you wouldn't normally go, maybe call in for work just because you want to hang out with them.
Sure.
Little things, right?
Yeah.
More notably, this stage is marked by biochemical changes in the brain.
Yeah.
Basically, you're running on a cocktail of oxytocin, dopamine, and endorphins.
Yeah.
And that's what your brain's running on.
Everything is fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic. So that cocktail is referred to as brain glow by scientists, and it mimics addiction.
Okay.
Yeah, so that explains everything.
Yeah.
People are literally addicted to one another's presence, right?
Yeah.
And you can't help it. That's your brain function. Like, you can't stop that.
And maybe that's why some people like starting new relationships a lot.
To get that glow. It feels so good. It feels warm and fuzzy inside, and they're so nice. And yeah. So this causes people to ignore concerns or red flags because their brain has been somewhat rewired or reprogrammed,
altered,
to only see positive things.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, confirmation bias. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You're primed to skip over some information that doesn't match what your brain's looking for.
Right.
Right. Okay. Stage number 2, doubt and denial. This is when the brain glow wears off a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're thinking rationally again.
Yeah.
We're thinking again about consequences to our actions.
This must be like the 3-month mark in my relationship.
Could be.
The reality hits.
The reality hits, yeah. Now you're thinking about how your schedules are going to work together and your work schedule. And you're having human needs again, like hunger and tiredness and the need for a nap,
and
right?
Bills.
And bills, of course, right? You're finally starting to notice the difference between you and the other person.
Yeah.
And there are things that you didn't see before when you were primed to be like in that euphoric phase with them. You're seeing these things and that's new, right? So your time with them may not be new. Maybe it's been a couple months.
Yeah.
But suddenly something that feels like it's different or that you don't have in common, that's new at this stage, right? You're not used to feeling that with them.
Yeah.
Right? So unfortunately, the friction is natural once we kind of like run up against each other's differences. Power struggles increase. Right? So this is the point where, if you want this relationship to keep going, like you kind of need a roadmap. So you need to talk about shared responsibility.
Right.
And that's where kind of relationship roles come in. And so without proper like communication, there's power struggles.
Yeah.
Right? We notice our partner change. This is because the glow has worn off.
Yeah.
Like you're going back to your life and they're going back to their life. Now you're two different people than you were when you were on brain glow.
Right.
You're two different people entirely.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing too that you have to deal with like 2-3 months later, right?
Yeah.
Feelings of love mix with feelings of alienation and irritation. As our disappointment escalates, so do our biological responses to stress. Depending on our personality and our circumstances, because we're all unique, we may want to either fight or withdraw, right? So we have to figure out a way to deal with these feelings that we're having all of a sudden of like, we don't have that in common, or I don't like that they said that, or I don't agree with that point of view. Now you have to choose how to behave in response to that, right?
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight, yep. These reactions will be new in this stage. So if communication is not clear and inclusive, partners may not be able to address conflicts from the very start. This is what sets the tone for the rest of your relationship.
Yeah.
Because like years later, do you want to be in that every time I say something, they don't listen to me?
Right.
This is where that starts, right?
If there's a lack of communication from the beginning, kind of doomed.
Yeah, absolutely. That breaks trust right off the bat.
100%.
That breaks everybody's trust in each other.
Yep.
For example, you may feel the need to fight to defend your values or your point of view, or maybe you're just right. Who knows, right? Which may actually translate, right? If they're not reading your intention, just your action, that translates into the desire to have everything your own way. So that's a huge, huge miscommunication already.
Yeah.
Right? It makes little sense to expect another person to be just like we are.
Right.
And yet, at some level, many of us do tend to approach with a mindset like, why aren't you like me? Considering that during the brain glow, when you both were high on euphoria, you were just like each other. Everything was perfect. Everything matched. Everything was complementary to each other. Now all of a sudden it's not.
You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Now we're 2 months in. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
We just got a puppy, right? Or whatever.
Right. Yes.
I'm pregnant. No.
Yeah, right?
Fuck. Here's stage 3, called disillusionment.
Okay.
This is the end of the road for most couples that are on the rocks. Is
That's
this stage.
Stage 3.
Disillusionment. Yeah. Disillusionment.
Yes, thank you. That word.
3 months, 3 stages, done. So the power struggles have revealed themselves. They have not been resolved, and they're glaringly obvious in most things that you do and most of your interactions. You're reminded that there's a power either struggle or imbalance, right? Or something unequal or inequitable between you.
Yeah.
Any issues that are swept under the rug repeatedly reemerge, right?
Absolutely.
And so remember, when you were in the brain glow, you're like, you were holding the rug up, right? You're sweeping everything under there because you're just like so excited. All that shit's out now.
Yeah.
Every day you see it, right? It's glaringly obvious. Couples tend to argue and fight or just spend more time away from each other as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And neither of those things help, really.
No.
Fighting sucks. And then like staying away and being anxious about having to go home sucks. Like,
yes. Yeah.
Awful, dude. The I and the independence reemerges because in the merge stage, it's we. Yes. Now, this is the part where you're like rationally putting yourself back in your own place, right? You're thinking for yourself at this point, which is fine. It's good. It's natural to do that. But it's different because you're no longer, you're seeing yourself without your partner with you, right? That's kind of like the first stages of feeling. You're going back to me instead of we. Yeah. This is the most important stage to practice intentional joy.
Yeah.
Even when upset. So in this stage, because of confirmation bias, how our brain wants to skip over things that we don't agree with, right? In this stage, this is where you're going to start seeing only negative. And all the positive is either not enough to like outweigh the negative, or you just don't even notice it because your brain is only looking for negative stuff.
Yes.
And you get stuck in that. I know, right? I know.
I'm like, oh, that relationship.
Just get stuck.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. So here's a call back to the Gottman-Levinson studies. Confirmation bias is what skews what we see in our partner, right?
Okay.
Stage number 4, the decision phase. Oh, shit. Choices. This is the breaking point.
Yeah.
Okay? This is where you get the emotional breakdowns, not just the crying, but the screaming, okay? Not just the fighting, but the shaking and the throwing things and the ripping up pictures, the acting impulsively, right? This is where you're leaving the house after a fight and spending days and days and days apart. Yeah. Not able to text each other or check in. Like just the anger like outlives your time with one another. Yeah. Okay. This is also when one of you or both of you is creating an exit plan. Yep. Or at the very least, like taking steps to make sure that you would be okay. Maybe moving your money to a different account or maybe looking at separating finances or what have you. Sure. Right. And this is, stage 4. This is the one that really got me when I was researching this because I spent a really long time in this stage in my last relationship. And because it's hard to leave though when you're so intertwined and like your finances and accounts and like you share ownership of things. Like it's so hard to undo all of that. It took much longer. Yeah. You know? It took longer than I wanted it to. This is a time where you'll be imagining yourself like a lifetime away, like in a different life, or what your life would be like without your partner in it. You're trying to get your sense of self back and like try to get used to being in that mindset, right? Yeah. I remember doing that. Same. I do. At this stage, it is absolutely imperative to overcome difficulties by enhancing communication skills and setting clear and respectful boundaries. Yeah. This is where the work begins, really. Or it's over. Right. Or it's over. Yes. Right? And there's a whole, I'm not going to get too deeply into it, but there is a whole study about like the stress hormones, how those are damaging to your body. Oh. So when you live in chronic stress, when those hormones are going all the time, you're damaging your heart. Mm-hmm. You're damaging your organs. Yes. You're damaging your brain, right? Yeah, so
I remember when my ex-husband and we had separated for 4 years mm-hmm. when I was like 21, and then we got back mm-hmm. together mm-hmm. when I was 25. That first time, I literally, like, the things that my body went through, mm-hmm. I remember, like, it felt like my heart was physically breaking. Yeah. Like, actually, my heart hurt. It was so painful. And not being able to sleep or eat.
Yeah.
Heartbreak
You're just sick
diet.
All the time.
You're just sick ill. To your stomach. Mm-hmm. Yes. Nothing, you can't sleep or eat, like your manic. Mind is just racing and ruminating.
You can't even sit down. Like when you're pacing around, you want to sit, but then you have to get up again. You just can't
and you
sit
just
there.
Want to climb out of your own body.
Yeah,
you know. It is. It's
it's really hard on the body.
It is.
There's actually been a lot of studies linked with premature births and chronic stress. So I just want to put this out here for people. Like living in that is not normal.
No,
you don't have to face that alone. There is a way out, no matter how hard it seems. But I just want you to know if you stay anyway, like...
that feeling will not go away.
The feeling will not go away, and you are causing irreparable damage to the rest of your body.
Yes.
So, like, if you're in this position, if you're in this mindset, if this is your life and you feel stuck, find a way out. Yes. Right?
Because...
you don't have to live that way. You don't.
No. And I promise you, like, I remember thinking, I have nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. I will have nothing. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, he said, you're a 35-year-old single mom. If you leave, who the fuck is going to want you?
Blah, blah,
you know, yes, blah, blah, blah. So none of that's true.
Yeah.
None of that's true. Mm-hmm. You'll be okay without somebody.
You're a stone cold fox, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. And you're stronger than you think.
Absolutely.
And life is so amazing once you let go of that stress. It's so hard to let go of that stress. You're so scared of what you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But once you lose it, you realize it wasn't worth having.
I mean, you may lose, like, your things, the stuff that you have, but you get you back. You get you back.
Yeah. All of that is just stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter in the end. It literally doesn't matter.
Right.
Get you. And once you find that love for yourself, you're like...
you're eating ribs in the bath, baby.
That's right. That is right. And you're like, why the fuck didn't I do this
I know.
10 years ago? Why did I stay?
Yeah.
Fuck. And then that's what you end up regretting is the fact that you fucking stayed
that's
longer
time you
than
don't get back. Yeah.
That's right. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Like life if it's time to go, it's time to go. Get out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Point being, the decision phase. Either you put in the work or it's over. And sometimes it's just better that it's over.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that it got to this point, but like for the sake of your physical and mental health, it's over. Leave, right?
Let it go.
Stage 5. This is the wholehearted love stage. Okay. Mm-hmm. So in this stage, this is where couples fall in love again. Yes. This whole stage only happens if your decision in your stage 4 was to put in the work.
Yes.
Okay. So when you put in the work, when you get the help that you need, when you stabilize your responses to stress, when you learn communication, you go to wholehearted love.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the strongest sense of falling in love again. Mm-hmm. There's a strength that you gain from that, like having the shared memories of being ugly to one another and no longer having that bitterness and no longer having the fear to talk about it. Like it's not an elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. You have a strength in that you can talk about it and you've learned from it. Right. And that's amazing.
Chosen each other.
Yes, exactly.
And put that in the forefront. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully in this stage, you will maybe have gotten some professional help if you need it, but you will have been given the ability to think rationally through conflicts. So thinking rationally through conflicts, that to me screams mental health because I think just at a certain point you have to retrain your body how to respond to negativity.
Yes.
Sometimes a teeny tiny problem, huge reaction. Mm-hmm. And at a certain point, that's involuntary. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like when you start getting like anxiety and depression, like that trigger just becomes thinner and thinner and thinner. And it takes work and sometimes medical intervention to help correct that, right?
Yeah.
By the way, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm medicated and I love it. Okay. Same, yeah. The couples relationships can navigate and cope with the feelings that arise during a conflict, but then also offer support and appreciation, more mindful actions, and more mindful reactions.
Yes.
So this is a whole nother world from stage 4. In the conflict, while you're conflicting, still able to offer support and encouragement. That is a fucking long way from stage 4, and it takes work to get there.
A lot.
Right? And so because of the work that you put in there, that's what makes you so strong when you get to this stage.
Yeah.
It's a strong, wholehearted, very beautiful love.
Right.
The individuality is no longer an offense. So remember the stage where you're pulling away?
Yes.
And you're over here and you're by yourself again. That kind of seems an affront to your partner when they're suddenly like being distant. Like that's offensive, you take offense to that. Like, it's personal. Well, in stage 5, it's not an affront anymore. Individuality it just is. Sometimes you have your time together. Sometimes you have your time separate. And there's nothing offensive about either of those things.
Right.
Because you both know that you need it.
Yes.
Right? You both know that both of those things are happy.
So important.
Mm-hmm. And because partners are not codependent in this stage, then they're both okay having their own time. Or everyone involved is okay having their own time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Closing comments. Okay. So with all of this in mind, everything we've talked about, what do you consider to be a successful experience with online dating? What does that look like to you to have a successful experience?
I will say I just had one.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was just one date, it was a successful date because I had a good time. Mm-hmm. I met a good person. Mm-hmm. I had fun.
Mm-hmm. You got to get some brain glow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's great.
anything can be a successful relationship, as short-lived or long-lived as it is.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So where do you stand now on the nature versus nurture argument with respect to relationship compatibility? What do you think?
I think, honestly, relationships are a lot more nurture. I think you have to nurture a relationship constantly in order for it to grow and become this beautiful thing. Obviously, nature plays a small part. With location of people and, stuff like that. But I think nurturing is, what do you think? Yeah.
I would have to say the same. I don't think a lot of my relationships have started because I'm physically attracted to somebody, right? They've usually started like with a friendship or a conversation or something that's more behavioral.
Right.
So I'm on the nurture side. Yeah. Okay. But at the same time, when all of my relationships ended, that's kind of where the nature part of me comes back when I'm thinking they're just not the person for me. We're so different that this is just not going to work, right? Mm-hmm. It's just not going to work.
So it does play an important role.
I think 100%.
So.
Yeah. I think it'll play a giant role for me in my life at the end, not so much in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I think that's when I am more likely to be nurturing and be nurtured by the person. So whatever differences you have in the beginning, don't matter anyway. Right. You work around it.
But then that nature
it's towards the end
starts to play a role. Even the middle.
Yeah.
But I could see that. It definitely, I think, takes both nature and nurture. But I feel like, you have to nurture a relationship to keep it growing and blossoming. And
here's the thing, though, not just your relationship. You don't just nurture other people. You also have to nurture yourself because you're also changing.
Yes.
You also have personal needs that only you can meet, right?
We're kind of like, some animals that shed their skin. Mm-hmm. I do every 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. We kind of become a whole new person.
Yeah, we do. We shed our cells or whatever.
Yes, yeah. And I can say, I know I'm not the same person I was when I was married.
Same.
I'm not the same person I was in my last relationship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've learned, from my marriage, when I moved in with a guy, I knew, how fast to get the fuck out. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm not putting in the time and the years and the effort. If this is how it's going to be after this long of living together, it's never going to get better. No
fucking way. Mm-hmm.
It literally will never.
That's kind of when your brain is like, you are who you are, I am who I am.
And this is not a good combination. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know what I will and won't put up with.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that you gained from those shitty experiences. Yeah. I'd have to say the same. I now know what I don't want and what I will not do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you. So, it took me a long time to get there.
Thank you. So that's all I have. That was my exploration of nature versus nurture and what people in the field have to say about both things.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about online dating now, knowing that it's nature perspective? Do you still think that it's a good way to meet people if that's your only avenue?
If that's your only avenue, you know, I feel like I'm a people person, so I love just meeting new people. So even if you know, I met one of my best friends on a dating site. We had gone on a couple dates. It just wasn't really there for me, like physically, but we had so much fun together that I didn't want to not hang out anymore. But I just knew he wasn't my type. He wasn't my one.
Right.
And I'm not willing at this point in my life to settle, and I'm not willing to waste anybody's time. So I basically was like, hey, listen, I love hanging out, blah, blah, blah. And we've been great friends for the last 9 years.
Oh, amazing.
So, I mean, even if it turns out you just meet a great person or an acquaintance or, you know, whatever, I love meeting new people. So can they be successful? Yes.
Yeah. Depending on what your idea of success is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's worked for people I know.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Same.
I don't know.
Must be nice.
I mean, I guess I'll just keep trying.
Yeah. I would still have to go with the in-person. I think those are more successful.
I do too.
With my version of success. I just can't get past the fact that I listen to true crime and like everyone's a catfish and I like hate using the internet for all the things we use it for.
It's rough.
And I hate the culture of swiping left or right. I think it's shallow and it's shitty and I feel guilty doing it. So I would have to say, even after all this, even knowing that there is potential, I would rather meet people in person.
You know, it's hard because I'm on all
That's
these
how I got to know
sites.
my partner. Like we were like friends for a little while, and you know,
I would love to meet somebody like the organic, natural way.
Yeah.
I mean, I still put myself out there, and I'm on almost all the dating sites. However, just because I have a profile on them, I rarely get on them. So I'll be sitting at home and I'm like, I'm bored tonight. And then I just literally will like for 20 minutes, but then I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's just, it feels kind of gross after a minute.
I agree.
You know, and you're just like, I feel so judgy.
Yeah.
And what does a picture say about somebody? Because I'm immediately like I'm judging their eyes and like, that's a mean look and this and that. And they could have been the greatest person in the world and I passed them up. So is it the best way to meet people? No. Is it a good way to get out there, back in, dip your toes in? Absolutely. But
especially right now.
Yeah. I don't know how people meet people anymore.
I forgot. I don't know.
I would like it to just happen organically, but we'll see, you know? Yeah. I mean,
for me, like my social life is either like work or school. That's where I meet everyone that I know.
Mine is like work, and my kids.
Yeah.
And getting this grandbaby to come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, kids.
Okay, my story's over. So do you want to do self-care and talk about that, or do you want to do profiles?
Let's do profiles.
Okay.
And then we'll end with self-care. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Okay. I have a couple.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes. I'm excited.
I got a couple good ones.
Okay.
This guy, I'll post this one on Instagram because you have to see the t-shirts.
Okay.
He's posted about 12 pictures of him in t-shirts. And it's basically the same picture over and over with different sayings.
Okay.
So here's his profile. Lonely Eric, single, Chicago.
Okay.
I am a nice, fun, slender guy looking for somebody that I can have a good time with. I really need you. I hope somebody will date me. Ask me out, please. And then he's got t-shirts that say, single, available, girlfriend wanted. Literally, it's like the same picture over and over. So I'm really hoping.
He's a walking for sale sign.
100%. I really hope that he got a date out of that. Please, somebody date Eric in Chicago. Now, okay, we have, I don't know what this guy's picture, if he, like, there's tags that describe everything in the picture. So there's a lamp and there's an arrow that says vintage. And then it points at his face and says pensive indifference, pursed lips, clenched jaw. I don't know if he did that on his own profile. Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name is Don't Email Me. 39, male, straight, single, Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Self-summary. Okay, here's the thing. I receive tens of thousands of emails a day, and I can't possibly take the time to read all of them.
I hear you.
I'm thinking most of it is probably spam. And
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Like he signed up to a porn site or something once. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have the time to read all of them, or even some of them. All I know is please don't send me an email if we aren't at least 100% match and 0% enemies.
Ugh.
We cannot differ on anything.
Oh my God.
If we do, you'll have to change.
Okay. Some nurture perspective.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Oh my God.
And then he says, and please don't send me an email if you're even 5 pounds overweight. Seriously, shame on you for even thinking you had a shot with me.
Oh my fucking God.
It gets
what
better.
The fuck? Okay.
If I can't bounce a quarter off your inner thigh, hit the gem, not the send button.
What the fuck?
Right?
I hate him. Don't send me an email. Fuck you, buddy.
So much. And then it says, he loves the outdoors.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for adding that.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life? Over-explaining the fact that my friends talked me into this internet dating thing.
Uh-huh. Listen, that's called mansplaining, douchebag.
Yeah. Look at it. He's
such a douchebag. Oh my God.
You're a dick.
Like
Don't
he
email
looks like
me.
he wants to go for the Tommy Lee look, but it only works if he puts the photo in black and white.
And the lips. Stop with yourself. I'm posting your picture.
He's
We're
such an asshole.
You're a dick.
Fuck you, buddy.
And finally, we have Jake, who is 22. About Jake. My perfect date night. I pick you up in my Kia Sorento. You get in.
Mm-mm.
There's candles in the car.
That's
you go, is that dangerous? And I go, yes, but I like danger.
Hard no. Take me home.
We go to your favorite restaurant and we have a fantastic meal.
Okay.
We come outside and we see my car's on fire.
Oh, really?
You go, Jake, your car's on fire. Aren't you upset? I pull out the bag of marshmallows and I go, no, I knew this was going to happen. And then I kiss you in front of my burning car.
Oh my God, Jake. He sounds really sweet.
He does.
Super
and it's
sweet.
Clever and cute.
Clever and cute.
So I thought that one was cute.
The marshmallows was a nice touch.
Right.
Jake, aren't you upset?
No.
S'mores, baby.
I planned this. Yeah,
oh
but don't email me,
he probably has Gap insurance on his Kia Sorrento.
So I'll post those on Instagram for all you guys to see.
Oh my God,
They're fun. They're fun.
Make sure you blast. Don't send me an email, guy.
Oh, he's fucking going up there.
Fucking asshole. I've got 3 Craigslist ads for you. So I've kind of been going back and forth between personals, missed connections, and like weird for sale ads. I hope you don't mind, but when they're funny, I just want to share them.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
this
what we're
one
here for.
is called Unconventional Offer for a Homeowner in Vancouver.
Okay.
This offer is not for everyone. Those of you who have saved every penny for most of your life to afford a down payment and currently work around the clock to make mortgage payments, I commend you for your efforts, but this post is not for you.
Yeah.
Do you own more than one property? Do you have so many rental homes with no mortgage payments, yet you still feel unfulfilled? I'm going to say no, I don't.
No.
Tired of your illegal tenants whining that there are rats in the walls?
What?
Have you always wanted to own your own dinosaur?
No.
Now is your chance, my friend. In exchange for one of your properties, I will be your personal dinosaur for 1 year.
What the
I would.
Not where I saw this going.
I'm imagining the blow-up suit, the T-Rex suit.
Yes. Okay.
Or just like a really cool pajama suit, like a onesie or something.
Yeah.
I will be at your beck and call 24 hours a day wearing a dinosaur costume. The type of dinosaur is negotiable.
Okay, cool. Okay. Options.
I can babysit your children. References upon request. Shaking your head. No. I can scare the mailman.
Yep.
I can wash dishes.
Okay.
Entertain and impress your guests, and so much more. No sex stuff, though, sorry. I will make realistic dinosaur sounds. I will eat what the particular dinosaur eats and maybe sit on a fake dinosaur egg if you're so inclined.
Okay.
Egg not included.
And this is for a house.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm well educated, fluent in English and French, as well as dinosaur. And I can play several musical instruments, and I don't have a criminal record or outstanding warrants. All right.
I wonder if he got his house.
Wouldn't that be so cool? You get like half of a duplex and you're just on call to be a dinosaur.
Yeah. You're just like, hello, your dinosaur's here with your dinner.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Can you be a stegosaurus?
Right. Tomorrow, I would like a T-Rex.
Velociraptor, please.
Yes.
And you have to eat raw steak.
Yeah.
You have to eat that dead cat that's outside. Okay. That was unconventional.
I like it.
Here's a misconnection. It's called, I yelled, get the fuck off my bike! This is a woman for man.
Made it so much better.
Okay. As you rode away on my best friend, there I was, innocently receiving the sweetest kisses amongst the clover, only to realize that it was just the precursor to one of the most heart-wrenching goodbyes I have ever had to make. That thing is my love, my meditation, my physical well-being, and it's so fucking sexy. I need it. I need it back. Please, if you stole my bike to trade it for crack, stop! Not only will you take the first step in your road to recovery, you will be making it less difficult for a beautiful, devastated girl to find you and fucking kill you. Rightfully so. Or maybe shower you with praise for changing your evil, thieving fucking mind. If you stole my bike to mix and match parts with others, stop. I know that the spokes are rusty. I know the chain is dirty. I know that it appears as though I have neglected it. But I think my bike is perfect just the way it is, so stop. Put your wrench down! Give me back my bike. If you stole my bike because you need a way to get around town and your feet are sore, I don't give a shit. You don't deserve it, you fucking thief. Give me back my bike. I will shit in your yard. I'll even show you my beautiful breasts. I will do anything. Just give it back, please, please, please.
Oh, poor girl. I hope she got her bike back.
I mean, me too. That's some passion there. I've never loved anything as much as this girl loves her bike.
No.
I'm picturing, have you seen The Goonies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm picturing that scene where the big brother is going to go after Mikey and steals the bike.
Yep.
And the little kid's like, my bike, I want my bike.
Yep. I can picture the bike.
Yeah, it's probably the same person. All right, this is the last one.
Okay.
This is called Alone on Thanksgiving, Mad at Your Dad. I'm a 28-year-old felon with no high school degree in a dirty old van 1 year younger than me and painted like Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Oh my God.
What an intro.
That is such a mental image right there.
I can play anywhere between the ages of 20 and 29 depending on if I shave. I'm a line cook and I work late nights at a bar. If you'd like to have me as your strictly platonic date for Thanksgiving, but have me pretend to be in a very long or serious relationship with you to torment your family, I'm game. Yes. I can do these things at your request. Number 1, openly hit on other female guests while you act like you don't notice. Aunt Ethel. What a jerk. I can start instigative discussions about politics or religion. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, football. I'll propose to you in front of everyone.
I want to hire this guy.
We'll watch him, like, not even have a ring. Be like, babe, when I can afford a ring.
Want to get married.
Having, like, an empty ring box. I can't afford it yet. But someday.
There's going to be a diamond in there.
I can pretend to be really drunk as the evening goes on. In parentheses, sorry, I don't drink. I used to a lot. Too much, in fact. I know the drill. I can start an actual physical fight with a family member, either inside or on the front lawn for all of your neighbors to see. I require no pay, but the free meal I will receive as a guest.
That's awesome.
You're hired.
100%.
Fucking hate my dad.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'd love to do that for a holiday just to stir shit up.
Just a prank, yeah.
Oh, too funny.
Too funny. Wow. So, self-care time. What did you do for self-care?
No, you go first.
Me go first?
Yes.
Okay, where do I start?
I know. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, well, I ate a blood orange in the bath, and that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Now I just eat things in the bath now. Ever since the ribs, I'm like, fuck it. You know, my afternoon snack after work, I take it to the bath.
Yeah, I get pictures.
Yeah, yeah. Most beautiful blood orange you've ever seen.
My meal in the bath for today.
Yeah, today's bath snack.
Yeah.
Then I got accepted to graduate school.
I'm so proud of you. This is amazing.
I'm gonna be smart.
You are smart.
I can't fucking believe it. Oh my God. So here's the thing. They only let in 10 people at a time. And they're full. So I got accepted because fucking have all the qualifications, and allegedly they were very impressed with my application.
No, not allegedly. They did say that.
Yeah, they did. They did say that. They really did. They were so nice.
Yes.
But they're full, but they still want me in the program, so I'm on a wait list. As soon as a spot opens up, I'm in.
Yes.
And they do that because they fully fund their students. They want their students to have full funding.
Oh, nice.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate they weren't well, we'll just let this person in and give them partial funding. At least they're in. No.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so worst case scenario, if I don't get in the fall, I can apply for the winter, apply for the spring. I'm in. I just wasn't fast enough.
Baby.
Yeah, accepted. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a master's degree. And then I thought, okay, my train of thought was okay, I'm a graduate student now almost, so that means I have from now till graduation to prepare myself for adult life.
Right.
I need credit. I need to be able to get a loan someday. I need to be able to step into adult life after I finish college. Yeah. How do I build credit? I want a new car. Yay! So I went and looked at a Jeep Renegade. Can't fucking afford that. And I don't know anybody who could. So instead, I got myself a Toyota 4Runner.
Yes, and it's beautiful.
I'm not going to tell you what color it is or where I am, but it's huge. It's beastie.
Yes, it's sexy as
shit. My God, it's curvy as fuck. Lifted. Yeah. It's lifted. Yeah. It's lifted. Yeah. Power locks, power windows. Oh my God.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank
you so fucking much. Yeah, I just deserved it,
Absolutely.
Treat thyself.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know what though? And you're working for it.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah. I'm going to be working that off a few years.
Yes. But you know what? That feels even better in the end when you
I
fucking earned it.
Yeah.
This is yours.
Yep.
Yes. Welcome to adulting.
Thank you.
You're doing very well.
So much changes in a year.
It does.
A year ago, I was a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
And now I'm holy, what the fuck?
Shit's just falling in line.
Who is this person? Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Also, other self-care, I bought a bunch of books because I like books because I'm a nerd. Okay. Your turn.
My self-care for this week is I actually had to take Monday and Tuesday off work because I was sick yet again. I had strep throat. So I did my self-care and just
Do you even have tonsils?
Yeah. I don't know what
this... get them out.
I know.
It's shitty, but...
This is the second or third time I've had strep throat in the last couple of years. It just sucks.
Yeah.
So I obviously had to do self-care. And
Otter Pops.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Stayed home, took care of myself. But then yesterday... I had the best day. I took my daughter and my mother and we went to lunch and we went shopping and we each got some new, I got a new pair of shoes and an outfit and yada yada.
Oh,
and we just literally, I was going to work all day yesterday and I took the day off and just spent it trying to get my daughter to go into labor and get that baby out. So we made her walk and it was a good day. And then I didn't feel guilty.
Oh, yay.
I kept thinking I need to be working. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? No, fuck that. I deserved that.
It was one of the first like nice days we've had in a long time.
The weather was beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I figured, fuck it. I deserve to take a day off.
Yeah, you do.
And just enjoy family.
I'm going to be there if your daughter's belly just falls off.
Yeah.
It looks like it's hanging on by a thread.
I know. Come on, so this baby's got to get out here.
Are you sure there's only one in there?
That's what they say.
What? Oh my God.
I just feel so bad for her. She's just so miserable.
Fucking miserable, dude.
Yeah. So I'm hoping next week when we record, I'm going to be a grandma.
Yay! Oh my God.
That'll be the best self-care ever. I'll just spend time with the baby.
Yeah. Well, please send along my regards to her. I wish her well. I hope she's fucking okay. That looks painful as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That last month is just like, I think it's weird. I think the way our bodies are set up is like the first few months of pregnancy, you're just sick and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to like kind of enjoy it and feel the baby move and get excited. And then that fear hits you of like, oh, fuck, this is real. I have to actually push this thing out. It's
fucking kicking me.
So then the 8th month, you just get so fucking miserable that you are literally like,
get out!
I don't care what pain it causes. Just get this fucking child
Get out!
So you don't care about the pain. It's got to be something. 'Cause, yeah, it's not fun being that pregnant. So hopefully I'll be a grandma next week.
Yay! Yes. That's so exciting. Oh,
so, yeah.
So happy for you.
We still would love to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
If you'd please write in with your stories.
Yeah.
Like,
tell us about your self-care. How was your week?
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a dating story.
Yeah.
Give us like what is something we could try for self-care that really, really works for you?
Yeah, give us a challenge.
Yes, yeah. Give us some ideas. But yeah, send us your stories.
Or if you hear of any other of those musician dating apps, maybe let us know.
Yes, I want to sign up for at least one music dating app.
Vinally.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll vinally work for me.
Oh my gosh. Finally. What if you get a whole bunch of profiles that are like a bunch of musical puns? Can't wait. I fucking can't wait. Oh my God. Yeah, even if you guys have funny, if you run across funny dating profiles or ads, send them to us. Put them on Instagram.
Yeah. Put them on Instagram or email them to us so we can read them on the air. If you've got a good profile, send it to us. We'll post that.
We can give you some feedback if you need feedback.
That's right.
Yeah, we're happy to help.
Stop with the fucking pictures of your nose, men.
And do not email me.
No. And you don't have to hold a fish in every picture. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
One is good.
One is fine. Just one.
Yeah. We get it. We like to fish.
We get it.
So, send those stories or tidbits or profiles, whatever, to Gmail at whateverijdm@gmail.com.
You can listen to our episodes at Buzzsprout at https://whateverijdmpodcast.buzzsprout.com.
Go on and be a supporter of our podcast if you would like to at patreon.com/whateverijdm.
You can find us on Twitter at whateverijdm.
And Instagram at whateverijdm. And remember, we will send you stickers if you send us stories.
Yep, don't forget, first 10.
Yeah.
Still 10 stickers available.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. Awesome. And thank you all so much for your support and helping us get this far. We're now on Apple Podcasts, so don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes. And I just want to give one shout out real quick to a really good girlfriend of mine that I know she listens in every week.
Aww.
Like very supportively. So we have our Patreon, Ed Chastain, but I'd like to say hi to Jessica Ballesteri and say thanks for listening every week.
Yo, thanks, Jessie.
Yes.
Can I call her Jessie?
I don't know. I never did.
Jessica.
But I like that.
Yeah. Thanks, Jess.
But thanks, Jess. And if you guys want a shout out on our podcast, send us a letter.
Please do. We'll be here. And look forward to our next full-length episode next week. Yay! So, listen, whenever things are shitty and things just get to be too hard, just remember, whatever,
I'll
just
date
myself. Bye!
Bye!
Tracee.
Hi.
Do you remember that one time when you're like, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was completely clueless.
Well, what did you do? How do you have a podcast?
We went to Buzzsprout.
Yeah, we did. We did. We used Buzzsprout, and it's been awesome. They have everything that you need to get started and tell you how to do everything. Best advice that they had was to start with gear that you already have in a quiet space.
We did.
Yeah.
We started with our phones.
Yeah.
And then they gave us advice on like what equipment that you could buy.
They put our show on all the major podcast platforms too.
They walk you through every single step.
Got to start pretty much everything for free until we bought that really affordable airtime.
Less than one cup of coffee, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, log on to Buzzsprout, create an account. Mm-hmm. If you do a paid account after 2 months, they will send you a $20 Amazon gift card.
So you can put that back into your podcast. Another thing I really loved about working with Buzzsprout was we got a really awesome website out of it. Audio players that we use to put into other websites. Detailed analytics so we know how people are listening, what they're using, and how many. And tools to promote our episodes and more.
I feel like the team at Buzzsprout, they are passionate about helping people succeed.
So if you want to start a podcast, join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. If you want to follow the link in the show notes, that lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you, and you will get your $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for the paid plan and support our show.
Do it.